Hello everyone, I'm Dan Philgreen, and this is Shell Point Today for Monday, June 3rd. On today's show, Adrian Kerr introduces us to Khasab, a part of the Arabian Peninsula that has fjords and other things you've probably never seen in a desert. We'll also talk to Cheryl Cooper, our certified fitness instructor, who will tell us how newcomers to aquatic exercise can easily get started. But first, today is the first business day of the month, which means it's sign-up day. Peruse the June issue of Shell Point Life magazine, and then sign up for your favorite activities, beginning this morning at 8:15 a.m. at either service desk. The month of June also marks some time changes for certain activities and events. For example, the gift shop on the island is open half days for the rest of the summer. It's still the best place to get inexpensive greeting cards, homemade gifts, and more. The Shell Point gift shop is located next to the guest house on the island, and is now open its summer hours of Monday through Saturday, 9:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Now let's talk about today's big events. At 3, Dr. Ed Gomez hosts a Health Connection program called Get Back Into Your Game. Now, if you've slowed down from playing golf, tennis, or just walking about because of pain, then there are steps that you can take to fix the problem and prevent future pain, so you can get back into your daily activities. Come hear from orthopedic surgeon Dr. Ed Gomez with Get Back Into Your Game today at 3 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. And at 2:45, Peter Dice presents a program on the future of the Aquatic Center. Here is a quick preview.
Hello friends, my name is Peter Dice, president of Shell Point. I'm here today to bring you some information that we hope will be helpful to you related to the Aquatic Center that you heard so much about in the last 8 or 9 months. We have been privileged to receive a lot of input and suggestions by our residents relative to the redesign and the new appointments to that pool as we look at refurbishing it after over 40-some years of service. We have taken the input from many of our residents who use the pool, who are interested in aquatic health, and we have pursued the plans and have placed them with the county, and now we're soon to have permits. We are in a position where we have bids in hand. We have been working with your help on a fundraising program to reach the goal that we feel we need to have in order to pay for the cost of this exciting new addition that will benefit so many people at Shell Point as they look at their own personal health. We're looking forward to sharing some of that information, and I will be presenting this package of information with a whole lot more detail at a meeting that's scheduled for June the 3rd in the Village Church at 2:45 p.m. and hope that you'll be there. It'll be our opportunity to share with you exactly where we stand, what the options are, the challenges that we have ahead of us, and the action that we would hope to take in the near future. Monday, June the 3rd at 2:45 p.m. at the Village Church. I hope you will come and be a part of that time together, and hope it will also provide for you the information and the insights that will be helpful to you and your interest, and that will give you a little bit more information about the exciting things that happen at Shell Point. I look forward to seeing you then. Monday, June the 3rd at 2:45 p.m. in the Village Church.
If you missed this session, don't worry. We are videotaping it and will be replaying it next week on Shell Point TV Channel 13. Meanwhile, this week on Channel 13, we have a special presentation, our annual hurricane seminar. Come hear from meteorology experts about what kind of hurricane season we're planning for, and hear from Shell Point staff about how you can plan for your household. The hurricane seminar airs all this week on Channel 13. Now, with all this talk about the Aquatic Center, perhaps there's one group of people we've left out. Those of you who have never tried water exercise. Well, there's good news. We've got an absolute beginner's class just for you. And you don't even have to get wet. Fitness instructor Cheryl Cooper is offering an introduction to water exercise tomorrow morning at 10:45 a.m. in the Social Center on the island. Let's get a preview.
I'm Mary Franklin today with an upcoming Health Connections program along with Cheryl Cooper, our fitness coordinator here at Shell Point. She's going to be turning the table a little bit and be giving a lecture on Introduction to Water Exercise. This will take place on June 4th, which is a Tuesday at 10:45 a.m. in the social center. Cheryl, thanks for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're turning the tables a little bit and going to be giving an educational lecture on water exercise and how to get started. And this is perfect opportunity because we recently had Dr. Becker here that we've heard. He has just did a wonderful presentation, and he really focused on the physics of water exercise and the benefits that it gives to our body.
Yes.
And it's much further beyond the lung capacity and your heart rhythm, getting that up to be speed, and you're increasing your muscle tone. It also affects your kidneys and your liver, and also our moods. So that must be why you're a happy girl. You spend so much time in the pool. So at your lecture, what can people expect when they come to hear you speak?
Well, I really want them to come with some questions because a lot of people, when they first get started to go in the pool, they don't know what to wear. They don't know if they should wear shoes, sunscreen, what types of sunglasses. I mean, the list goes on. So I want to be there for getting them back into the pool safely and teach them about different apparatus that we're going to have and explain the different levels, because you don't have to get in the pool and be a major swimmer. You can just get in the pool and start out really slow. People with arthritis and joint issues and diabetes, I mean, this is going to be for you. You need to come and listen to what I have to say and get back in that pool.
Like Dr. Becker says, just the act of actually being in the water has benefits of just being in there and standing.
Yes.
Gives you benefits.
Yes.
So
yes.
It is very important. It's something that almost everybody can do.
Yeah.
Now you're going to touch on the clothing, as you said, and apparatus, and you're actually going to bring a few samples with you so people have an idea of what to do with that. Noodle can be more than fun, right?
Oh, the noodle does amazing things you would not believe. And, it'll give you a chance to even try it out on land, and then when you come to the water, you'll be like, wow, this is so easy, and you're actually getting a benefit.
Right. Now, will you give them handouts or something to leave with so they're just not thinking, having to write everything down?
Right.
Do this, do that.
And, I want them to come and be able to leave with that information, so if they go to the pool on their own, they'll be able to maybe do something on their own if I can't be there or if they can't attend a class.
Now, you have your regulars that go to a variety of your water classes.
Yes.
Should they attend this program as well?
They sure can. There's many questions I get all the time regarding, what to wear again, and where can I find a bathing suit, and, should I change noodles? Should I get a larger one? Should I use a smaller one? It just depends on, where they're, what level they're at.
And change up is always good.
Always good. I teach 3 different variety classes, and I have some people that attend my arthritis class, and then they come to my fanatics class at the Eagles Preserve, and they love it. They're completely different, and they're still in the pool.
That is great. Now, we have to touch on the brightness of you today.
Oh, is it?
It's just not your smile, it's your clothes as well. Why did you choose to wear this shirt today?
When you wear bright colors, it makes you feel good, and it makes people around you feel good. And that's what it's all about, feeling good.
Yes, and it is a sun protective shirt?
Yeah, and I will go over that. It's SPF 50, so the sun actually does not get to my skin, and if there's anyone that's in the pool as much as I have to protect my skin.
It goes right into the pool, which is wonderful.
Oh, and it's not like wearing a t-shirt that, kind of clings to you. It just kind of, it's like your skin.
It's very nice.
Thank you.
Now we're working on the new aquatic center and looking forward to that.
Excited.
Yes. What will that mean to your classes?
It will mean so many different things. First of all, the going into the pool where you just walk in, or if we have to push you in with a wheelchair, everybody can go into that pool that is doctor approved. That is going to make a huge difference. People don't have to climb the stairs. You just kind of go in and come right out. It's going to be amazing. To me, that is huge. And then secondly, with the sun, besides wearing, clothing, there's going to be areas that aren't going to be directly in the sun, like we have at Eagles Preserve already.
Right.
And that is amazing. You can still get in the pool if you can't go in the sun.
Right.
So those two things right there are just huge.
We're looking forward to that, that's for sure. Cheryl, I know also I'm looking forward to your class coming up on Tuesday, June 4th, Introduction to Water Exercise. I encourage you all to come to this educational class so you can get out enjoying the water and make a big splash here at Shell Point. It takes place at 10:45 a.m. in the Social Center. If you want to sign up, you can do so at either service desk. Cheryl and I hope you have a happy and healthy day.
Tomorrow, our Academy journey through the Arabian Peninsula continues, this time showing you images like this. These may look like they come straight from Scandinavia, but in actual fact, it's from a place you've probably never heard of, Khasab, a part of the country of Oman. Come hear first-hand reports about this place from history professor Adrian Kerr at his Academy class tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room. Terry Kolath has this preview.
Hello everyone, I'm Terry Kolath. I'm here with Professor Adrian Kerr, my favorite historian, and he's going to tell us more about the Middle East tomorrow when we talk about Khasab. Thank you for joining me, Adrian.
Thank you for asking me to come back.
Khasab, Norway of Arabia. Tell us a little sneak peek about what's so important about Khasab.
Khasab is a little peninsula jutting out into the Straits of Hormuz. It's part of Oman, but it's just disconnected from the main part of Oman. And it's been left to its own devices for hundreds of years and has made a name for itself being right on the Straits of Hormuz, which is where 40% of all the world's oil pass through. It's a narrow strait, about 45 minutes across by boat, but they call it the Norway of the Gulf because the peaks are 3,000 or 4,000 feet high, and then the old fjords, which have now gone, there's no snow and ice there, of course, they gouged out great holes in the coastline, and it's a stunningly beautiful area, and you can take boat trips up the fjords to little islands where you see dolphins playing and birds, and it's a great location, untouched almost by tourism. It's still pristine. And you can still see the old dhow trading boats, the wooden dhows, sail-driven. They're now laid up, no longer needed, outdated, and eventually decaying and will disappear. So when I was in Dubai on this trip, there's hardly any of the old dhow, the trading dhows left.
Amazing. That's a constant source of potential problem.
It is. And interesting, the interplay between the Iranians on one side and the Omanis on the other. As you know, Iran has been suffering very badly from the embargo financially, and therefore pirates have been possibly involved, but also smugglers. And I saw smugglers firsthand where every morning on go-fast boats, these aren't the old wooden dhows of 200 years ago. These are high-powered, fast speedboats that travel at 30 miles an hour. They leave at the crack of dawn from Iran, from different locations. Then they speed across the straits, bringing with them, would you believe, goats and sheep. And these goats and sheep are landed right where I was standing on the beach, and local farmers come and buy them and ship them off to Dubai and Abu Dhabi. In the evening, when it's getting dusk, these go-fast boats fuel up right in plain sight on the beach, and they take back with them items that the Iranians would like to have, which are now excluded. So DVD players, cell phones, any high-tech equipment are loaded onto these boats, and then around about half an hour before sunset, they all shoot off in different directions, hoping to avoid the Iranian police as they go into the ports in Iran. About 1 in 10 get caught, and his boat is impounded for 30 days. He goes to prison, and he comes out and carries on his exchange with Oman.
So they get a lot of money for whatever they're smuggling. And does anybody kind of turn a blind eye to it?
Both sides turn a blind eye to it. The Omanis know what's going on, but as long as this is interesting, you saw the customs and excise people collecting duty as these smugglers came in. So Oman covers itself, and Iran covers itself by arresting them if they're caught.
Well, we look forward to learning more about this place that we know so little about, Khasab, the Norway of Arabia. Join Professor Kerr tomorrow if you can. It's 10 o'clock in the Grand Cypress Room. Sign up is required, and you can sign up right at the class.
Normally at this time, we'd be previewing David Hauenstein's program, Listening to the Words. But because of some important programs being rebroadcast on Channel 13, the show will be on a brief hiatus. New programs will return on June 17th. For now, let's get an update on all of today's happenings from Resort Services. Then stay tuned for your Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Today is Monday, June 3rd, and I'm Suzanne Zavada here with Bev Chanley to go over everything happening at Shell Point. But before I do that, remember that today is sign-up day, so you can sign up for all the activities for the month, starting at 8:15 by calling either service desk. We'll kick the morning off at 9 o'clock with food pantry volunteers meeting at the Village Church on the island. Also at 9, we have the Round Robin men's doubles tennis group meeting out at the tennis courts at the Woodlands. 9:15 is the time for billiards in the Resident Activity Center. Also at 9:15, we have pottery with instruction available down in the tunnel, and we have virtual bowling taking place in the Activity Center on the island. At 10:15, the Parkinson's Enrichment Group will be meeting in the hospitality room of the Village Church. 10:30, the Disciple Men's Bible Study Group will be in the game room at the Woodlands. And 10:45, we have the table tennis playing clinic in the Tarpon Room on the island. And at 11:30, we have specifics in strength training in the health club on the island. This event is closed. Now here's Bev with the afternoon.
Thanks, Suzanne. This afternoon we're going to start at 12 o'clock with Mahjong. That's played in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. Then we move to 1:15 for Scrabble. That'll be at the Library Lounge on the island. Also, 1:15 is the time for table tennis. They'll be playing down in the Tarpon Room. We move to 1:45 where there's a Health Connections class. This one is Balance and Mobility Training, Level 1. That's in the Health Club, currently full. At 2 o'clock, it's time for the Beady-Eyed Bead Club. They'll be in the Oak Room down at the Woodlands. 2:45, the Aquatic Center update with Peter Dice will be held at the Village Church. At 3 o'clock, we have a Health Connections class. Get back into your game with Dr. Ed Gomez. That'll be in the Grand Cypress Room. Also at 3 o'clock, we have Pilates Stretch down in the Health Club. This is $5 per class. No sign-up is required. At 6:30, the duplicate bridge game will be played in the game room. And then at 7 o'clock, we have square dancing in the Health Club. Thank you for joining us today, and Suzanne and I will be back here again tomorrow.
Hello, I'm Terry Kolath with your Academy information for Monday, the 3rd of June. At 8 o'clock, court pickup begins on the island for the Academy on the Go educational field trip. Discover Southwest Florida with Captiva Cruises. Then at 10:15, the Anatomy of Words continues in the Buttonwood Room of the Woodlands, and they welcome everyone interested in the English language. At 1 o'clock, Mahjong Part 2, Defense and Strategies, will begin in the second floor country kitchen at the Arbor for those who have signed up. And then at 1:15, a how-to computer college class using a word processor will continue in the Computer Teaching Center on the island. I'd like to tell you about a new class tomorrow, Review and Practice Basic Computer Skills, brought to us by Richard Nelson of Lakewood. And then Professor Adrian Kerr continues with the history of the Middle East. This session is Khasab, the Norway of Arabia. You must sign up, and you can do that right at the class.
Menus for Monday. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter is chicken pot pie with green beans and biscuits. For dinner, it's home cooking night for $9.95, and the soup is cream of chicken. In the Island Cafe today, lunch is a barbecue bacon cheeseburger with onion rings for $6.95. And for dinner, almond-crusted tilapia with coconut rice and fresh fruit for $7.95. The Palm Grill is closed on Mondays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Let me welcome you to Village Church Connections. Thank you for joining us today. I'm here with our pastor, Pastor Andy Hawkins. And Andy, we are going to talk about a special Sunday. This coming Sunday is Great Commission Sunday, and that is something that occurs once a year for us.
That's right.
And it's something that we celebrate together as part of the Christian Missionary Alliance family. But it occurs to me as we talk about Great Commission Sunday that the term Great Commission may not be familiar to everybody.
Sure.
Can you tell us what the Great Commission is? What does that term mean?
It certainly goes far beyond a Sunday. It was one of the last things that Jesus said to the disciples before he ascended into heaven. he basically gave them a commission. He basically indicated that they had the responsibility, and that means we have the responsibility of preaching the gospel to all nations. And he did that in the context of indicating that, in fact, he was going to supply the resources in terms of the Spirit of God was going to be able to motivate and activate the people of God to do that. And so he gave us a global ministry. All the way back there in the first century, he indicated that the Church of Jesus Christ would not simply be a localized movement among people in Palestine, that in fact it would go across the entire globe. And of course, for 2,000 years, the church has been trying to fulfill that Great Commission by establishing churches and planting churches and sending people who are missionaries or other people who are in places where they could communicate the gospel to others. And as a result, our particular denomination, of course, all Christian denominations, most likely have a missions orientation and try to communicate the gospel that way. But our denomination probably has 9 or 10 times the people and churches overseas than we do here in the United States. And it's all because of our commitment to fulfill what we call the Great Commission.
And the Christian Missionary Alliance uses the term Great Commission, and they attach it to a fund.
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about what the Great Commission Fund is and what it does.
Yes. Missionaries who are responsible for going out to their friends and other churches to try to raise support, that may not be in their area of giftedness for one thing, but also it takes time away from the nature of their ministries to do that kind of thing. But in the Christian Missionary Alliance, our Great Commission Fund supports those missionaries and personnel so that they're freed from those obligations. So it's really a freeing thing. This Great Commission Fund that we have is very helpful and freeing for the missionaries, and also really the kind of commitment that the church ought to be engaged in to support the worldwide ministries of the Christian and Missionary Alliance.
It's a wonderful blessing. So, why do we celebrate Great Commission Sunday once a year? What's that all about?
It's another way for us to have before the people some of the special activities that the Christian and Missionary Alliance is doing, so that we have another opportunity to give above and beyond our regular monthly giving.
Looking forward to it, and we will have some special guests with us for this Sunday. We'll talk about that a little bit later in the week.
That's right.
But we certainly encourage folks to come and participate with this.
Yeah, sure. I'm excited about it because, of course, this is my first Great Commission Sunday here at the Village Church, and I came actually just began my ministry right after our Missions Festival, and so it's always exciting for me to get my feet wet and jump in and be involved in a church really that is committed to the kinds of missions that we are involved in all across the globe. And our church does raise a good amount of money for the Great Commission Fund over the year, and we're very excited about how God has blessed us in that regard.
So you'll get to share a little bit of your heart too.
Sure,
we look forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Andy. Have a wonderful day.
We're glad you've joined us for today's show. Tune in tomorrow as occupational therapist Caitlin Kramer describes how you can overcome vision issues like glaucoma and macular degeneration. We'll also strike up the band as Dawn Boren tells us about the Naples Jazz Orchestra and the other groups coming to Shell Point for our summer concert series. Until then, this is Shell Point Today for Monday, June 3rd. I'm Dan Filgreen, and from all of us here at Shell Point TV, we hope that you have a great day, and we'll see you again tomorrow.